Aida, you've been an amazing presence on TYT. And so we went to the Multicultural Correspondents Dinner now a couple years back, 2-3 years ago. And that's where I saw Aida performing and Alonzo Bodden performing too, okay? Yeah. And that's why things that feature diversity, like the Multicultural Correspondents Dinner, they make a difference. Yep. Because I don't know that I would have seen Aida or Alonzo otherwise. And I was there getting an award, not a big deal. But Aida did this set, and I was like, geez, Lord mercy, she's got balls. Like, it was one of the bravest, coolest, funniest sets I ever saw.
Thank you.
And so, and she's just lived that. And to me, like, you picked the clip here because we were on air together, and we're gonna show that in a second. But to me, like, the best moment of the year was when we were at Politicon together, and we were on that panel together, and you went on this like impromptu diatribe that was for the ages. And you know what I thought? And it's because it's all about me. I thought, I knew it. Like when you had done that, when you did that speech, I was like, I knew she was awesome, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a great moment. Go ahead.
You were cheering me on from like my mom. She's like my TYT mom. So she was like right there, just like, because right before she's like, you don't let her get away with anything. That's not what she said, but.
Yeah. Let's not repeat what I actually said.
Yeah, but
about the conservative that was on the panel with us.
You know what? I was gonna choose that moment. I thought it was a moment when I was on air with you guys, but that moment was a big moment for me because that was a moment where I decided, and I had decided before, but I took this stand that I'm just gonna be unapologetically who I am, stand where I stand, and believe in what, and not let Hollywood, entertainment, or comedy take that away from me. Because they're always telling us, don't get too political, don't go too hard, stay in the middle. And I was like, you know what? I don't wanna do that. That lady was really, when they bring up the abortion argument to combat racism, it makes my blood boil so much because, you already know what happens when you don't abort the children of color. And then it's just so racist. And it really got under my skin. And that day, I was so angry. You were the voice of reason. It's usually.
I know, it's very unusual. When someone out angers me, I like it. I love it.
So
but it wasn't really the anger as much as it was the
content of what.
Yeah, the content of what you said was spectacular. And so, look, I love that we're all different. We're all, we let our little light shine. You send me that song it's an old song, obviously, but Bruce's rendition of it. Jesus gave me the light, your light was shining, and it has been all year, and I love it.
Thank you.
So we were interviewing Bernie Sanders together, and so that was another great moment we had together. So I want to show that to you guys now.
I just found out that Latinos are the biggest group that listen to podcasts, but we don't go out and vote. What are some of the things that we can go out and tell our Latino brothers and sisters to vote in our best interest? Because as a collective, we are hurting, as you already know.
Well, Ida, interestingly enough, a friend of mine who does polling within the Latino community, he came back and he said he was really surprised. He thought that the issue of major concern would be immigration, which is an issue of considerable concern to the Latino community. But you know what he felt? What he found was the major issue? It was healthcare. Yeah. And I think what we have got to express to not only the Latino community, but every American, is that we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to all people as a right, that it is totally insane that we spend twice as much per capita on healthcare as do the people of any other nation, and yet we have so many people uninsured, underinsured, and we pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Healthcare is a right, not a privilege. We have got to get our Latino brothers and sisters into that fight.
What do we do to discourage the thinking that that's communist thinking for like people that are from Cuba? When you start talking about free healthcare, it reminds them of their trauma, but what you're talking about is completely different.
It is, and we understand that we have a president who lies every day and tries to confuse the American people. And the reason he's getting so agitated over, Medicare for all is, as I mentioned, 70% of the American people now understand that that is the direction we should go.
All right, that was awesome.
It was a good moment.
Here's my question about racism. This is the liberals' favorite talking point to bring everything back to racism. There are very, very few people in our country who are true racists, and that's a good thing. Very few people who are true racists.
Let her finish.
Let me get my question in.
Aida's about to take off her earrings.
If the left cares as deeply about people of color as they claim they do, why do they ignore the fact that 500,000 unborn black babies are aborted every year?
Okay, let me, wait a minute.
Boom, mic drop, Liz Wheeler.
And you guys,
so go quickly, and then we have to go to questions.
And you guys really care about them after they're born, right? So
that's the only comeback you have?
That's really, wow. And let me just answer this from the perspective of a person of color as the mother of a black son. When you talk about very few people being racist in this country, I swear to God, these videos are like an episode of Scooby-Doo. When people never believed us, when we kept talking about this racism, and people keep saying to us, it's a figment of your imagination, get over it. It was 400 years ago. And every week, every single day, women accusing even children of doing things that they didn't do. This racism that you're talking about, that's systemic and has been in this country for centuries, and you keep asking us, what are you talking about? Are you seriously telling me that you think that very few people are racist in this country when the numbers of hate groups has gone up to now every new little clique? Look at all the shirts around here. And it's so tone deaf to tell people of color that very few people are racist when we gotta watch our sons die on the streets every week. It's so offensive. It's so offensive. It's really offensive. I'm sorry.
Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.